शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। Om. Dear friends, welcome to the study of the Yoga Sutras. We completed the Vibhuti Pada, that is the third pada of the Yoga Sutra in the last class. Toward the end, there was a small doubt about Upacharita Bhoga Bhavaha. Upacharita Bhoga Bhavaha, Purushasya Upacharita Bhoga Bhavaha Chuddhihi. That was the line. And I was wondering, because the Sankhyas, on one hand, they say that there is Kartrutva for the Purusha. There is no Kartrutva for the Purusha, but there is Bhoktrutva. But then it is said Upacharita Bhoga Bhava. Then again I verified the Sankhya Siddhanta. Of course, it was my mistaken idea in the last class. Sankhya Siddhanta also says, almost like Vedanta, it is just almost like Vedanta. It also says this so-called contact between the Purusha and Prakriti is only a semblance of contact. It says that is Sanyoga Bhasa. There is no real contact, Sanyoga, between Purusha and Prakriti. There is the semblance of a contact, and this is the semblance which leads to evolution. That is, when the Purusha and Prakriti are proximate, then again that Kshobha takes place in the three gunas, and then the Prakriti evolves. So that is what it says. And Purusha is reflected in the intellect, that is Antahkarana. That is exactly like what Vedanta says, Antahkarana Vachinnam Chaitanyam Jivaha. Maya Vachinnam Chaitanyam Ishvaraha. Only that word is not there, but Antahkarana Vachinnam Chaitanyam Jivaha exactly fits here. Purusha is reflected in the intellect and wrongly identifies himself with his own reflection in the buddhi. So here also, it is only wrongly identifying say himself with the buddhi. It is this reflection of the Purusha which comes into contact with Prakriti and not the Purusha himself. So there is no Bhoktrutva, strictly speaking, there is no Bhoktrutva there also. There also in Sankhya Siddhanta also, there is no, strictly speaking, there is no Bhoktrutva. There is a semblance of Bhoktrutva. There is a semblance of Sanyoga. There is a semblance of Bhoktrutva, or there is no Kartrutva. Anyway, there is no Kartrutva. So that is what we see here. So that is the reason why Vyasa has also written Upacharita Bhoga Bhavaha. Upacharita, because that is something which has been attributed to that. It is not really there. So that is what is the meaning of Upacharita Bhoga Bhavaha. Then now we will come to this Kaivalya Pada. And before coming to this Kaivalya Pada, we may if you just recapitulate, there are a couple of points which are about this Vibhuti Pada. In fact, I was rather reluctant to read that Vibhuti Pada, but after reading the Vibhuti Pada, I also feel enriched. I was never doing meditation so well as I am doing now. In fact, after reading this Vibhuti Pada, okay, I am also tempted. I may get some siddhi, we do not know. So, in fact, the commentators also have written the same. Commentators also have written that it is not as though Patanjali is trying to teach about siddhis. Patanjali is trying to tempt you. In fact, Vedanta also says exactly the same thing. Vedanta says all these things like this description of heaven and this loka and some other loka and all these lokas. It is something which is Palashrutiriyam Runam, it says, particularly in Srimad Bhagavata, if you see the 11th skanda, there is a wonderful sloka there. Palashrutiriyam Runam. Palashruti, it just means something which is told, oh, if you do this, you will get this, you get this Swargaloka. And Yatha Bhaishajya Rochanam, that is the last line. Yatha Bhaishajya Rochanam. Bhaishajya, that is medicine. In order to give a medicine, a bitter medicine, usually in olden days, the medicines used to be bitter. Even now, most of the medicines are bitter. So the bitter medicine is sugar coated. Bhaishajya Rochanam, Bhaishajya Rochanartham. That is, in order to make it sweet, in order to make it palatable, they put some sugar coating. You know, olden days, there was, of course, that was called Guda coating. Guda is the jaggery, as we say. So there is actually a word also for that, Gudajihvika Nyaya. It is called Gudajihvika Nyaya is if you want to make something palatable to something bitter, palatable to somebody. So that is, you have to coat it in such sugar-coated words and then give to him. So that is what is Gudajihvika Nyaya. So here also in the Gudajihvika Nyaya, most of these siddhis are told so that somebody may get something. And there are siddhis, there is no doubt, there are many people have had siddhis, and so many people, they do try to have these siddhis. So that is what it says. Siddhis are told as rochaka. Rochaka means just to create interest, create some ruchi in the entire thing. And in this Vibhuti Pada, it started with Sanyama, that is Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, Trayam Ekatra Sanyamaha. So I was just I was not very clear as to why these three sutras are told in this chapter. These three sutras are told in this chapter only because these three sutras form the foundation for all the siddhis. The earlier one are Bahiranga Sadhanani, the earlier Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara. Up to that point, they are outer, they are Bahiranga Sadhanani. Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi becomes Antaranga Sadhana. And this is the crux. This is what actually leads to any success in this meditation, any progress in this meditation. So Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi, they are inseparable. They are inseparable. So that is the reason why it is called, of course, Dharana can be there without Dhyana, Samadhi. And Dhyana has to have this Dharana. Dharana cannot, Dhyanam cannot be there without this Dharana. And Samadhi cannot be there without Dharana and Dhyanam. So in Samadhi, all the three are invariably present. So that is the reason why it is called Antaranga. So for that, that is the reason why it starts with these three sutras. And then and also to give assurance, basically to give assurance to an ordinary seeker. Yes, once you achieve a small thing, there is we say in English also, nothing succeeds like success. So once you succeed in achieving something, then you will try to succeed another thing, higher level. So if there is no, tangible success, suppose there is something which is tangible, which you are getting, then naturally you will be tempted to do something more. So that is how the entire psychology, he thought of that particular, he had that view in putting all these things. Of course, they are also part of, these are also part of this yoga process. So that is how it is, they have been included here. And now we will come to this Kaivalyam. Kaivalyam also was defined in, explained and defined toward the end of this Vibhuti Pada. That is Sattva Purushayoho Shuddhi Samye Kaivalyam. So that is this Sattva Antahkarana has to become as pure as that Purusha. So then that is Kaivalyam, Kevalasya Bhava. That is when that Sattva realizes, when that Sattva becomes so pure, that Antahkarana has become so pure, even that Sattva Guna also drops off. Sattva Guna also drops off. And this image of Purusha, whatever image of Purusha, is something which is no longer there. Image of Purusha is no longer there. And then it actually resolves into that Purusha. And this again, this Sattva also resolves into Prakriti. Sattva, the three, the Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna and Tama Guna, the whole thing, this the so-called, what we call subtle body, it resolves into Prakriti. So this Karyam resolving into Karana, that is the effect resolving into the cause, is something which is Kaivalyam. That is what is actually, even in the Vedanta, that is the same process. Pravilapa Prakriya, we say. Pravilapa Prakriya. So now let us see the text. We'll start the fourth Pada, that is Kaivalya Pada. So Kaivalya Pada. So Janmaushadhi Mantra Tapas Samadhija Siddhayaha. Janmaushadhi Mantra Tapas Samadhijaha Siddhayaha. Janma, it can be Oshadhi. It is not Aushadhi. It should be Oshadhi. Janma, Oshadhi, Oshadhi, Oshadhayaha. That is what we say, not Aushadhi. Janma, Oshadhi, Mantra, Mantra, Tapaha, Samadhijaha, Siddhayaha. So that means Siddhayaha means all these Siddhis. Siddhi, plural of Siddhayaha is plural of Siddhi. That is Siddhayaha, all these spiritual not spiritual, all these supernormal attainments, supernatural attainments, they are born from, they arise from, they arise due to birth. They arise sometimes just due to birth. Suppose somebody has done some punyam and he acquires some Gandharva Sharira. By virtue of acquiring that Gandharva Sharira, he attains some siddhis. Some people, they do have some siddhis. We also see some people right from birth. Suddenly they become some Swamijis and suddenly they start producing various things. Not and they have been tested by scientists also, and certainly they do have some various supernatural powers like something like clairvoyance and all those things. So we see such people by birth they do attain some such supernatural powers. That is because of the fructification of some good karma done or practices done in the earlier janma. Janma. Oshadhi. Oshadhi could be some type of herb. Herbs are medicine. Bhashyakara is going to say, the commentator is going to say, is going to refer to certain rasayanas, certain potions, some concoctions, maybe herbal concoctions. Then mantra. Mantra is, we know that mantra japa. Tapaha, austerities, self-purificatory, self-purifying exercises. Then samadhijaha. Samadhi, born from, arising from samadhi. Samadhijaha. Janma, Oshadhi, Mantra, Tapas, Samadhayaha. That is the entire thing is one samasa. Then Tebhyaha Janitaha Siddhayaha. Tebhyaha Janitaha Siddhayaha. That is all these siddhis arising from all these four. Samadhijaha does not limit to samadhi only. It ja applies to Janma, Oshadhi, Mantra, Tapa. Because this entire thing is one samasa. Janma, Oshadhi, Mantra, Tapas, Samadhayaha. Tebhyah janita siddhayah. So that is the sutra. Then siddhayah, this is this janma, oshadhi. Then mantra, tapaha, samadhijaha, siddhayah. These arise due to birth, potions, mantras, austerities, and also from samadhi. Then now the commentary. Dehantarita janmana siddhihi. Janmana siddhihi. By birth. Janmana means by birth. Siddhihi. Dehantarita. Dehantarita is assumption of some other bodies. Dehantarita, assumption of bodies, desired bodies, etc. is a siddhi by birth. Another meaning also has been given to this particular line, saying that Dehantarita, from the earlier birth, from the earlier life, this life has, from whatever has been done in the earlier life, has resulted in some siddhis, has resulted in certain supernatural attainments in this particular janma. Dehantarita, something relating to the earlier life. Because earlier life, after that, a person has taken birth now, and then he is now having some siddhis. So that way, two meanings are given for this particular line. Then Oshadhibhihi Asura Bhavaneshu Rasayanena Ityevamadihi. Oshadhibhihi. Oshadhibhihi means Oshadhi. Oshadhi is a feminine like Matihi Matayaha. Oshadhibhihi. Oshadhibhihi Asura Bhavaneshu Rasayanena Ityevamadihi. Asura Bhavaneshu. In the palaces, in the like Ravana's palace. Or in some other palaces, Asura Bhavaneshu. Asura, we know the word, interesting word. I've told the meaning also earlier, I think. Asushu Ramante iti Asuraha. Asu means Indriya, senses. Asushu Ramante, those who derive sensual, those who indulge in sensual pleasures, those who are only interested in sensual pleasures are called Asuras. So there is a small difference between Asuras and Rakshasas. There is one line somewhere in, I think, Madhusudana Saraswati's commentary on Gita, somewhere the difference between Asuras and Rakshasas. Asuras are simply those who actually do merrymaking and then to enjoy, dance, all those things, Asushu Ramante. But then for our satisfaction, sensual satisfaction, if I am doing some harm to somebody, then I become a Rakshasa. So Asura and Rakshasa, the element of violence is there. Asura, there is only indulgence. There is a sort of victimless violence. In Rakshasa, there is also a victim. So it is like that. So Asura Bhavaneshu, all these people, naturally even today we see all very, very super rich people. They have got so many ways of spoiling themselves, spoiling their kids and spoiling themselves. Oshadhibhihi Asura Bhavaneshu Rasayanena, Rasa Ayana. Rasayana Shastram, we say chemistry. Rasa is something, essence, the essence of juice. Rasa Ayana, Ayana means Margam. That is the path of juice. In fact, Rasayana, all this chemistry, etc., it started because of our experimentation with, say, finding some sort of juice which would make an ordinary metal into gold. So that which would transmute the ordinary baser metal into gold. So that was the point. Rasayanena ityevamadihi. So similar siddhis are attained in the households of Asuras by various potions, maybe concoctions, so something like that. So if we see the Puranas, we see how the different celestials and also demons, they assume different bodies. Then about potions, we see in Bhima in the Mahabharata. Bhima, when he was thrown into the Ganges by he was fully made to drink poison, and when he was temporarily he was stupefied, then he was tied with strong ropes, and then he was thrown into the Ganges in order to kill him. So, but then that man in that thing, he goes to what is called a Nagaloka, and there the people recognize, hey, this man is our fellow, this is our great grandson. So they when he wakes up, then they give him some strong potion, and then he attains a very great power, physical power. So he was thrown into the water. Then again, Asura is one who indulges in sensual pleasures, I told you. And we can also see the examples of devotees like Appaya Dikshita. We know that Appaya Dikshita is a very great devotee of Shiva, very great devotee. And people started challenging, okay, they take this drug, psychedelic drugs, even in those days also. For example, Datura seed was eaten in those days. So if you take in excess, if a person takes in excess, the person dies. If a very limited quantity, his mind gets totally dislocated. So in that moment, the truth will come out. So they wanted to test him. They wanted to test him by various means by giving him some Datura drug. And in that intoxicated state, in that sort of, not exactly, yeah, we can say intoxicated state, he came out with a great praise. Atmarpanastuti, it is called. Atmarpanastuti, it is otherwise called Unmatta Panchashati. Panchashat, 50 verses, very nice verses, 50 verses. You can see them on the internet also. Unmatta Panchashat. So this is Appaya Dikshita. Appaya Dikshita was, as I said, he was challenged. Challenged in the sense, challenged by the rivals. So he, even in that intoxicated condition, the entire devotion for Shiva came out. Similarly, another gentleman called Aldous Huxley, we know this well-known British writer, and he was a lover of, he was an admirer of India. He was an admirer of India. So this man, the doors of perception, that is again, he also took some psychedelic drug, and then he wanted to experiment as to how exactly, what are his thoughts, and under the influence of that drug, he wrote a small book. I read it long ago. That is, must be available on internet. You may see it also. So like that, many people have experimented with various types of drugs. We all know that people used to take bhang. Sadhus, usually the sadhus, even now they may be taking bhang, particularly in North India and some places where you find some places, somewhere Uttarakashi or places like that. Some of these Swamijis, sadhus, they may be taking bhang, we do not know. So bhang, I have also seen some sadhus taking this bhang. Then mantraihi akashagamana animadi labhaha. Mantraihi akashagamana animadi labhaha. Akashagamanam, flying in the air, and anima, becoming tiny, such acquisition. Tapasa sankalpa siddhi, by austerity sankalpa siddhi. A person gets whatever he wishes, he gets by tapas. Then Kamarupi, yatra kamagaha, yatra Kamarupi, tatra kamagaha, ityevamadi. Wherever he wants to go, Kamarupi, whatever form he wants to take, yatra kamagaha, kamaga, he can go to wherever place he wants, ityevamadi. Samadhija siddhayo vyakhyataha. So all this, then Samadhija siddhayo vyakhyataha. And in the earlier chapter, the siddhis which are attained by samadhi, they have been explained. And this is wish fulfillment. Kamarupi sankalpa siddhi is called prakamyam, prapti prakamyam ishitvam. So like Ashtasiddhi, among the Ashtasiddhis, prakamyam is one siddhi. Then the second sutra, tatra kayendriyanam anyajatiya parinatanam. So now there is a doubt. When a small person, I want to turn into an elephant. So my body mass is very little. So if I want to turn into an elephant or into a tiger, so where does that body mass come from? So that is another question. So if I convert myself into half a dozen people, like we see in all these Shaolin movies, In fact, we have to actually see what is the origin for the stories of the Shaolin, for these Shaolin stories, because suddenly that that villain comes out with half a dozen forms, and the hero is supposed to find out what is the real form. If he hits that real form, all other forms will fall. So that in fact we see in Shaolin movies. At least in at least in 2 3 movies, I have seen a person becoming many in number and then fighting. So by some other indication of the body, we have to see as to what is the real body. Then kaya indriyanam anyajatiya parinatanam. Kaya is body, indriya are senses, indriyanam anyajatiya parinatanam. Those which have transformed themselves into anyajati. Anyajati means into another class or into much bigger in shape, in some other totally different shape. Anyajatiya, not in the same jatiya. He is not an ordinary human being. He has become an extraordinary person. So like that. The body and senses which have assumed forms of different classes, like taking the forms of animal for fun. Example of a sage in Mahabharata, we see, for example, one sage. He found that his ashrama was so filled with so many people, and he did not have time. He did not have actually any occasion for him and his wife to meet. So they took the form of some deer, and then they were in the forest. At that time, Pandu Raja, he shoots that deer, thinking that it was a deer, and then unfortunately it turned out to be a sage, and that sage curses this Pandu Raja. So we see this stories like that. Taking the form of animals for fun. Then how does it happen? Jatyantara parinama prakrutyapurat. Jatyantara parinama. The parinama means a change. Jatyantara. That is changing into another jati, changing into another class, transformation into another class. Prakriti apurat. Prakrutehe apuranat. Prakriti we know Prakriti is for kaya, the Prakriti is naturally the 5 elements. For Indriyas, again, the Sattva aspect of the 5 elements. So like that. Prakriti apurat. Apuranam. Puranam means filling up. Apuranam is totally filling up. A is only an upasarga. Apurat. Puranam. Apuranam. Apuranam is totally filling up. So Jatyantara Parinama Prakriti Apurat is due to filling in by Prakriti. Transformation is due to filling in by Prakriti. How? Now the mode of assuming different forms is explained in a few sutras to answer doubts about how different bodies are constituted, about how the yogi operates in those bodies, whether there is only one mind or whether there are half a dozen minds, or if there is any master mind. Now we are going to see that there is, even if there are half a dozen bodies, there is one master mind which is activating all other bodies. Other bodies also have a mind, but then there is a master mind. Then operates in different bodies. Is it with the same mind or with a different mind? So what happens to his dharma? Suppose his punya karma is also there. Does it also transfer to all other bodies, or is it only in one body? So all those things and so on. Then Purva Parinamapaya, there is one version. In one text, it is written Purva Parinama Apaya. Apayam is disappearance. Apa Aya, Apagachati. Apa Aya Gatau, we know that Aya Dhatu, Gati. Apayam is disappearance or moving away. Apa Aya. Purva Parinama Apaya. That is one version. Apaye also is another version. It doesn't matter, meaning is same. Purva Parinama Apaye. Uttara Parinama Upajana. Uttara Parinama, the later Parinama, the later change, the later change. Upajana means the arising of the other next Parinama. Tesham Apurva Avayava Anupraveshad Bhavati. Tesham for those people. Purva Parinama Apaye, Uttara Parinama Upajana. Tesham Apurva, Tesham, we have to break here. Tesham for those yogis. This Purva Parinama Apaya, that is the disappearance of the earlier body and the emergence of various other bodies. How do they happen? Apurva Avayava Anupraveshat. Apurva means those which were not there earlier. Na plus Purva. Purva means earlier. Apurva Avayava Anupraveshat. That is the limbs, etc., which were not there earlier. They enter. Anupravesha. They do enter. They do fill in. So if I want to become an elephant, Suddenly I get 4 legs and a trunk and 2 tusks and whatnot, all that thing. I become a huge person. So the tesham apurva avayava anupraveshat bhavati. How does it happen? Kayendriya prakrutayascha swam vikaram anugrunhanti apurena dharmadi nimittam apekshamanaha iti. So kayendriya prakrutayascha swam vikaram anugrunhanti. You see, kaya indriya prakrutayascha. That is the prakrutis of kaya and indriya. Prakrutis. Why are we using this word prakrutis? Prakriti, we know that in Sankhya theory of evolution, there is one main Prakriti, Mola Prakriti is there. There are certain other evolutes. These evolutes themselves, they become Prakritis for other Vikrutis. There are Prakriti Vikrutayaha. Prakriti Vikrutayaha Sapta, it is said. Mahat is a Prakriti Vikruti. Ahankara is a Prakriti Vikruti. So like that, it is also a Prakriti, it is also Vikruti with reference to the earlier one and a Prakriti with reference to the later one. So Prakriti Vikrutayaha. Then in the context of a human being, a yogi, kaya, the body for this body, what are the prakritis? The prakritis are the 5 elements. Indriya for the indriyas, what are the prakritis? Indriyas again, the sattva aspect of the 5 elements, they become the prakritis. So kayendriya prakrutayasya, and these things again, they are controlled by kaya indriya prakrutaya, they are controlled by asmita, that aham, that cosmic idea of self. It is that is what controls these things also. So kayendriya prakrutayasya swam vikaram anugrunhanti. My indriya, my sense of sight becomes the sense of sight of an elephant. My sense of hearing becomes the sense of hearing of an elephant. My sense of maybe my all limbs, they become the elephant's limbs. So like that, my motor organs and also sense organs, they fill up. Swam vikaram. So vikaram is change. Swam vikaram. Whatever modification, my eye becomes the eye of the elephant, my leg becomes the leg of the elephant, like that. So swam vikaram anugrunhanti. Anugrunhanti means they do that job. Anugrunhati. Anugraha, Swaminam Anugraha, we say Anugraha Bhashanam, we say Anugraha means blessing. Anugrunhanti means they bless, literally means Anugrahanam. That is Anugraha, not exactly blessing here. Anugrunhanti means they accomplish that work. So that way. Anugrunhanti, Apurena. How do they Anugrunhanti? How do they do Anugraha? Apurena. Apurena means by filling. Then by what? Dharmadi nimittam apekshamanaha iti. Dharmadi nimittam. So dharma or this whatever punya karma or whatever tapas, whatever all these things do not happen straight away. If I want to do this, I cannot do. But suppose I do acquire some, what is that particular tapas shakti, then that is the dharma. That is the dharma. That becomes the nimittam. That becomes the nimittam for this particular change. That becomes the nimittam for whatever change I am going to take, whatever transformation I am going to have. So dharmadi nimittam apekshamana. Apeksha means depending on, contingent on. The translation is the prakritis, that is the causes for the body and senses. What are they? The ego of the yogi, that asmita of the yogi, help in transforming into different forms by filling them up. So this is contingent on causes like dharma, the merit, demerit of the yogi is concerned. This is contingent on causes like dharma. So the body and senses are the vikrutis, evolutes. Just for clarification, I wrote the body and senses are vikrutis. With respect to them, ego is the prakriti. With respect to this body and senses, ego, that is asmita, is the prakriti. So the asmita of individual purushas, they evolve, purusha, evolve into different form as per the laws of prakriti. They evolve into different forms as per the laws of prakriti. Different forms, we can say, a different form, okay, as per the laws of prakriti. Because the prakriti's laws cannot be violated. So you see, suddenly I can't violate, I don't manipulate the prakriti as I want. I have to again go back into my original state So it is like if you are, suppose you are trying to make some roti, and that roti is not coming up well. They say all that atta, again you mix it up and then make into something else. So you have to go to the original. I've given a very rough example. So suppose I am trying to, because sometimes I do also make rotis in my house. So suppose I am making some rotis that is not coming up well. Then again mix it up and then take it into the original form and try to do something else. So it is exactly like that. So this I can't directly make it into that. So I have to go back into the original state, and from that original state again re-evolve in a different form. Yeah, that re-evolve, maybe I can the egos re-evolve, I can say. Yeah, that's a better way of saying re-evolve into a different form as per the laws of Prakriti. Then the next sutra, nimittam aprayojakam prakrutinam varanabhedastu tataha kshetrikavat. So nimittam aprayojakam prakrutinam varanabhedah tu tataha kshetrikavat. So now in the earlier line, sutra we saw, earlier line we saw dharmadi nimittam apekshamana. It said dharmadi nimittam. Yeah, dharmadi nimittam. Why is it necessary? Because that dharma, it has to be there. That tapas shakti has to be there in that yogi. So that becomes the nimitta. Because of that tapas shakti, he is able to resolve into that earlier shape, earlier form, and that earlier form will re-evolve into a different form. So that is the format here, or modus operandi. So the Prakriti, yeah. Now, nimittam aprayojakam prakrutinam varana tu tataha kshetrikavat. Nimittam, the cause, such as dharma, it is aprayojakam. It is not the pushing factor. It does not cause, nimittam itself, dharma itself does not cause any change. Because dharma, it only has that potential. It will go back, it has to resolve back into its Prakriti. Nimittam aprayojakam prakrutinam. It is the nimitta dharma does not have the power to motivate, to act, to push or activate those prakrutis. Then why? How is that? From that is from that nimitta, varana vedastu. Varana vedaha. Varana is avarana. Varana. He could have written avarana also, but we don't know why he has said only varana. Varana vedastu, merely breaking the obstruction. Suppose there is breaking some sort of obstacle is there. So suppose something has to come into my house. Suppose I have put an obstacle. It cannot come. So if I remove the obstacle, it can come. So it is like that. Varana vedastu, merely breaking the obstruction. Kshetrikavat. Kshetrikaha. Kshetrika is a farmer, a cultivator, an agriculturist. Kshetrikavat, as in the case of a farmer. So the cause that is such as dharma told above is not the pushing factor for the prakriti, that is egos of the yogis. The cause or nimitta breaks the obstruction like a farmer in the field. The cause merely tataha. Tataha means from that cause, from that nimitta. From that nimitta, tataha, from that nimitta. Varana bhedaha jayate ante. That's all. Varana bhedaha only it results in varana bheda, that is, it merely breaks the obstructions or removes the obstacles. So, like a farmer does in the field, so he is going to explain how it is, how the kshetrika does. Then this sutra has a rider that the cause does not cause any change. The cause means the nimitta does not cause any change in prakriti, but that it merely removes the obstacles. This is to maintain the doctrine that the prakriti is independent and that it cannot be manipulated as per the will of the yogi. Then nahi dharmadi nimittam tat prayojakam prakrutinam bhavati. The same thing he is explaining. Tat natu dharmadi nimittam prakrutinam prayojakam na bhavati. Dharmadi nimittam prakrutinam prayojakam na bhavati. That is it. Nahi tat dharmadi nimittam prakrutinam prayojakam na bhavati. So that is it. Na karyena karanam pravartyante. Why is it so? Because karyam cannot manipulate the cause. Karyam can resolve into the cause, but then karyam cannot direct the karanam. Karyam is always derives all its powers from the karanam, but it cannot direct the karanam itself. karanam pravartiyate. The effect does not manipulate the cause. Then katham tarhi varana, how does it happen then? Varana vedastu tataha kshetrikavat. So there is an example of a kshetrika, agricultural worker. Yada kshetrikaha kedarat apam purnat kedarantaram piplavaishuh. Yatha, just like kshetrikaha farmer. Kedaram is a field. Apam purnat, after it gets filled. Apa is water. Apam purnat means after it is filled up. Purnat. Kedarantaram piplavayishuh. Kedarantaram means another field. Piplavayishuh. Plavayitum icha. We are getting new samanta pratyayas here. Plavayitum icha piplavayisha. Piplavayishuh. That is one who desires to make the water flow into another field. One field is filled. We have seen the agricultural fields. So somewhere from some source, water source, the water comes, fills this particular field. And after filling this particular field, he has to fill the other field also. Then there is some small obstacle there. So he just removes that obstacle and then the water goes into the other field also. So that is how the farmers do. Kedarat apam purnat kedarantaram piplavayishuh samam nimnam nimnataram va. Samam, same level. Nimnam, down. Nimnataram, much more down. Nimnataram va. Na apaha, it is not napaha. Na apaha, nimnataram va. Na apaha, panina apakashati. Apaha means waters. Water is always in plural. Na apaha, panina apakashati. He doesn't carry water in his hands. He doesn't hold like this Anjali and then he doesn't carry water in his hands. Panina na apakashati. Then avaranam to asam vinatti. Asam avaranam vinatti. Avaranam to asam vinatti. So he just breaks the avaranam. Whatever the small bund will be there. We call it some small bund we say in bund is actually a Hindi word. I think it has come into English also. Some bund. B-U-N-D like tank bund we say. So avaranam to asam vinatti. Tasmin binne swayameva apaha kedarantaram aplavayanti. Tasmin binne sati. Once that is broken, once that is avarana is removed, swayameva apaha, the water by itself, swayameva by itself, kedarantaram aplavayanti. So it gets filled up. It fills. Swayameva aplavayanti means the waters, they fill up the other field. Likewise, dharmaha prakrutinam avarana dharmam vinatti. Prakrutinam avarana dharmam vinatti. So prakrutinam of the original prakrutis. So avarana dharmam. So I have to get resolve into the earlier form. Once I resolve into the earlier form, that is the avarana bheda. Avarana dharmam vinatti. Then tasmin bhinne swayameva prakrutayaha swam vikaram aplavayanti. Once that is broken and once you have resolved back into that prakriti, once you have resolved back into that asmita level, then tasmin bhinne swayameva prakrutayaha, these prakritis, swam vikaram aplavayanti. So they flow into those modifications. Swam vikaram aplavayanti. That means they just flow into those modifications. So the example of agricultural worker who having filled one field desires to fill another field. He does not carry water with his hands but diverts waters into other fields by removing the obstruction. By that act, waters flow into fields by themselves. Similarly, dharma removes obstacles in the way of prakriti. By that, prakritis, that is egos, etc., asmitas, themselves flow into different forms such as bodies, limbs, and senses. Then, yathava, the similar, some explaining once more. Yathava, saeva kshetrikaha, the same kshetrika, the same agricultural farmer, tasminneva kedare, in the same field, na prabhavati audakanva bhaumanva rasan dhanyamulani anupraveshayitum. Suppose he is putting some fertilizers, maybe natural or artificial, whatever it is, chemical, whatever it is, or he is putting some other, actually some nutrients, let us say. Kedare, na prabhavati, he is not capable of, he cannot do what? Audakanva, bhaumanva, rasan. Audakan, something liquidy. Liquidy, we can say liquidy. Udaka, udaka sambandhi, audakam. Udaka sambandhi, audakam. Audakan, maybe liquidy. Or bhaumanva, or some solid. You may put some in the form of soup, put some nutrients in the form of liquid or in the form of solid. Bhaumanva, rasan, rasa, some essence, some nutrients, let us say. Rasa, we can take it as nutrient. धान्य मूलानि अनुप्रवेशयितुं न प्रभवति. धान्य मूलानि अनुप्रवेशयितुं न प्रभवति. We have to come here. So suppose I have planted some trees. So when I have planted those trees, I can't make that nutrient enter into that that root. I can't make the nutrient to enter into that root. I have to only remove all those whatever waste things are there. Whatever, what do we say? Weeds, whatever weeds are there, I have to only just remove those weeds. Only then they will automatically go. I have to only remove the weeds and make the field in a proper way, so that the root of my desired tree gets all the nutrients. So, dhanyamulani anupravesayitum na prabhavati. Kim tarhi? What then? What does he do then? Mudga, gaveduka, some sort of weeds. Mudga actually is not a weed. Mudga actually is mudga seed. That is actually a cereal. Mudga, gaveduka. We do not know. Shyamaka. Shyamaka also is a type of rice. But anyway, Shyamaka, Shchame, there is a Shangachi. So Shyamaka is a sort of eatable. Shyamakadin tataha apakarshati. From there, tataha, from there, apakarshati. Apakarshati means he removes. He merely removes the weeds. Then apakrušteshu teshu. Once they are removed, apakrušteshu teshu apakrušteshu satsu. That is sati saptami. Apakrušteshu teshu. Once they are removed, swayameva rasaha dhanyamulani anupravishanti. So these nutrients straight away they themselves go into those roots. Tatha dharmo nivrutti matre karanam adharmasya. Dharma, what does dharma do? It removes the adharma. Nivrutti matre karanam adharmasya. Adharma, it removes the adharma. That is somewhat adharma was like an obstacle. So I remove my adharma and then resolve it back into that my prakriti form. Nivrutti matre karanam adharmasya. Shuddhi ashuddhyoho atyanta virodha. Because shuddhi and ashuddhi cannot be together. When shuddhi and ashuddhi are together, one cannot get these siddhis. Then natu prakriti pravruttau dharmo hetur bhavati iti. So natu prakriti pravruttau means prakritehe pravruttau. In the operation of that prakriti, in the operation of prakriti, dharma hetuhu na bhavati. Dharma does not become the cause to activate that prakriti. Dharma merely removes the obstacles like adharma. Then he gives some examples. Atra Nandishwaradayaha udahariyaha. Nandishwara, there is some story which I forgot to somewhere. Nandi, something happens. You can see in the commentary. Nandishwaradayaha udahariyaha. For Nandishwara, there is some story I forgot. Then when they are removed, the nutrients flow into the roots themselves. Similarly, dharma removes adharma. Okay. Viparyayena api adharmaha dharmam badhate. Viparyayena api. Conversely, viparyaya is converse. The converse also, adharmaha dharmam badhate. Adharma nullifies dharma. From that, a transformation into impure form takes place. Tatascha ashuddhi parinama iti. Ashuddhi parinama. Some other transformation into some other impure form takes place. Tatrapi nahusha ajagaradayah udaharya. Tatrapi nahusha ajagaradayah. Nahusha becomes into ajagara. Ajagaram means a python. Nahusha, we know that King Nahusha was initially selected. He was a dharmika raja. Initially, when Indra kills Rutra and then he goes into hiding. There is no king in the Devaloka. Then all the gods, they see who can be a suitable Indra. So then they see Nahusha, and Nahusha is a king on earth, but a very, very great king. So then he is picked up and then he is put on that throne. When he is put on that throne, then he becomes very, very arrogant. He becomes very arrogant and starts insulting all people. Then he starts calling for the wives of Indra. And that Shachi Devi also, he calls for that Shachi Devi, but Shachi Devi is a Pativrata. So she goes and complains to Brihaspati. So they all think of some plan. Okay, then there is a story about how this Nahusha, in order to meet that Shachi Devi, the condition was that he has to go on a palanquin which is carried by Saptarshis. So when the palanquin was being carried by Saptarshis, one gentleman, I think Agastya, so he was not going according to the rhythm. Then this Nahusha was so arrogant that he kicked that Agastya immediately. Agastya or Bhrigu, some Rishi. So he just gave a curse, go and be a python. So then this immediately he fell down, he became a python. And that curse was released only after Dharmaraja gave answers. So Adharma also can affect. Adharma also can affect and cause a totally different birth. Nahusha Ajagaradaya Udaharya. Then I think we can stop here. Some more time. Yada tu yogi bahun kayam nirmimite. I have not noted anything here for the further things. I think I will read this sutra and we'll stop. Yada tu yogi bahun kayan nirmimite. Bahun kayan nirmimite means nirmanam karoti. Bahunam kayanam nirmanam karoti. When this yogi constructs so many forms like we see in this Shaolin movies, I think somebody has to see what is the source of those Shaolin stories. Otherwise, at least they are in their heritage, Chinese heritage. In fact, Chinese, they shared our culture till recent years. Only now they have become superpowers, and then they have become like that. But then they shared all our culture, their entire back history. If we see, it is mostly influenced by India. Kim tada nirmimite tada kim ekamaнаskaha te ekamaнаskaha means do they have only one manas or kim ekamaнаskaha te bhavanti bhavanti atha anekamaнаskaha bhavanti atha. I think I have to break all those words also for clarity. Kim te ekamaнаskaha bhavanti atha means or else aneka manaskaha, or do they have so many manas, so many minds? Iti. Nirmana chittasya nirmana chittani asmita matrat. Nirmana chittam. There is what is called nirmana chitta. Nirmana chitrani. Nirmana chittani means all these bodies, they do have some minds. So those minds are called this nirmana chittani. Nirmana chitrani asmita matrat. From that asmita matra, they have come. You see this yogi, kaya, indriyas, they resolve into he is activating, he is resolving into that mola prakriti, not mola prakriti, whatever prakriti, that asmita. That asmita is again re-evolving into various forms. So all these nirmana chitrani, they evolve from this asmita. Asmita matram chittakaranam upadaya nirmana chittani karoti tatah sachittani bhavanti iti. Asmita matram, that ego or asmita, whatever you say, chitta karanam upadaya, so it becomes that upadana karanam for the chitta. Nirmana chittani karoti, so it evolves into that nirmana chittani. Tataha sachittani bhavanti. Sachittani bhavanti means what? All these bodies, the bodies become sachittani. The bodies have this chittam or mind. So we'll stop here and maybe we'll start. I have not yet written anything for this. Pravrutti bhede prayojakam chittam ekam anekesham. So this sutra is going to say that there is only one mastermind. Pravrutti bhede for all these actions. Prayojakam chittam ekam anekesham. For so many different bodies, there is only one chittam, that is the mastermind, which is controlling all other minds. So we'll do it in the next class.
Thank you, sir. I don't see any questions today also, sir.
Okay, fine. Then,
Namaskar. One second, sir. I just received a question. 1 second. Basavaraju sir is asking, in the third sutra, can nimitta means karma?
Let me read again. Nimittam aprayojakam. Yeah, karma. Karma also automatically, dharma depends on karma only. Such as nimitta, dharma depends on karma only. So naturally, karma, another form is another karma again is dharma involves good karma or bad karma. So naturally, dharma involves karma only. It means karma, you can say.
Thank you, sir.
It
That's all for today.
Okay. Harihi Om Tat Sat.